Hello, my beautiful Sagittarius. Welcome back to Queen Cup Tarot. I am just shuffling up right now, catching a vibe, getting ready to do your September 2020 tarot readings. For those that are new, welcome. It is a privilege and honor to connect with you, read for you, and of course ascend with you, because that's what we all do over here, Angel Gang Gang. And to those that already know the deal, I love you guys. I missed you. I hope you guys are faring well. Thank you, of course, for all your likes, shares, subscribe, support. I actually have a couple of announcements. So for those that timestamp the reading, I appreciate you guys too. Please continue to do so. It's not going to take long. But I'm really excited to announce to you guys the launch of www.queencup.ca, which is where you will now book your personal readings when I am accepting them, because I'm not right now. This has been so much work, so many hours. Forget just the journey of getting the quality of frankincense that I need, the species and the quantity, but the actual work to get it to you guys in the form and fashion that I think is appropriate, that I'm really proud of and excited about. So we're here, and on the website is available. On the website, the frankincense is now available. I can't believe I fucked that up. Like, so much anticipation, like I don't do well with that. So anyways, this is the small jar, and this is the large jar. All right, almost a half pound, quarter pound, half pound. And then these are the vials that are in the starter kits, all right, which include the vials, the charcoal, and your stacking stones. I do actually, right here, I do actually have ceramic burners for you guys if you want to be fancy, but if you want to do it the ghetto styles. I actually collect these from the beaches that I do these readings for you guys, especially those on the Patreon. The daily, weekly content I do, I go to a lot of beaches and stuff like that. So these are from these beaches, but they're not just any stones. I thought I could use just any stones, and through that, I actually learned a lot about how our ancestors built, stacked, everything from tables to chairs to a lot of things. Even how we used to stack stones as like a memorial way of marking like graves and stuff. I'm not trying to freak you guys out. Either way, it's great for burning. Because it actually takes quite a bit of time for each rock to absorb the heat to a point where you can't touch it. So from my experience, 3 stones, you're pretty good. Like the bottom stone is definitely not even warm. The middle stone is warm to the touch, and then the top stone is obviously hot. But yeah, you guys need to be very careful about burning. Obviously anything inside or whatever, that's all for you guys. I put the disclosures, I put it in the warnings and all that, to be careful about actually burning, guys. So if you are a new, like if you're novice to smudging this way, not using the incense sticks, then I suggest, and guys, charcoals and incense burners you guys can get locally, probably for cheaper, maybe the way you want. Like I've got lots of burners, I get tons of them, but I use these stones actually surprisingly a lot. Like when I want to smudge in my car, be very careful using these to smudge in your car. This is actually better to smudge in your car. Anyways, I'm not going to blow the whole intro on it, but I'm clearly really excited about it. And for those that have been with the tribe for a while, I know you guys are excited too, because I've had you on the hardest pause of all time with regards to getting frankincense to you. So finally we're here. And, I'm going to do the best that I can to, that was part of what took so long, is that I needed somebody who was able to continuously supply me large quantities of high potent frankincense. And not only is there the Cartieri, which a lot of people know, there's also the Serrata. So I've blended it with 2 different species, the white and the black frankincense. Okay. All right. With regards to downloads, so you guys can timestamp, with regards to downloads, I was getting really specifically either someone's chasing Sagittarius or Sagittarius, you're chasing somebody else. Then this could be related or separate, because you could be chasing somebody for a response, because the other energy that I was getting is that the decision was in somebody else's hands outside of your own. And then Sagittarius was kind of struggling with the feelings, the anxiousness, and like the irritation of not being able to speed something up or get something as fast as you want it. Or it's this sense of like Sagittarius feeling like they want to go and they can't because they can't go without someone else's say. It's almost like there's maybe a gatekeeper, or there is, this is a negotiation with regards to a soul contract. So no matter how passionate Sagittarius is, or this could be somebody towards you, you need to get to that level of passion on your own, or come to your own conclusions about whether or not you're excited about something, regardless of how excited somebody else is, right? So just because somebody's really, you know, passionate and enthusiastic about something doesn't mean that you are too, because sometimes we will just match the energies that were presented, right? So we'll get angry when we're not really angry. We're just responding energetically to the person, but we're doing it like in that Five of Swords energy. But it's more so, it's coming out not in like a lower vibrational way. It feels like, I feel like somebody's like, yeah, and you're like, yeah, and then inside you're like, I don't know. You need to allow that I don't know to penetrate, so that when you are, if you do decide to engage in something, it is from, that excitement is from an authentic place, not from a place of, you know, this is great, but I don't really know, but, you know, like it just seems a little bit. But anyways, yeah, some of you guys are waiting for a judgment call. This could be with regards to court. This could be with regards to even school or education. It's like you might have put in a request for something and you feel like you're on pause until you get a response. So the ball is in somebody else's court. Where for others of you, you feel like somebody is chasing you down for something. And I feel like some of you guys, if you're being chased, you're saying the more this person runs me, because you're not saying chase. I hear you saying somebody's running me down. Like you don't like how somebody's running you down from something. This could be somebody asking you and you say, okay, I'll let you know in a couple of days. And they're coming at you the next day. They're running you down, or they waited and now they're bombarding you. There's this sense of Sagittarius, like that Knight of Wands energy, but Sagittarius using it to flee somebody who is trying to, chase them. Like you're being chased, Sagittarius. Where for others of you, I think you are chasing. But if you're the chaser, Sagittarius, it's coming in like lion energy, meaning you're not really chasing, you're hunting something. You've sat down, you've crunched down, you've watched, and then when you do decide to run, you're not going to chase it in Sagittarius's mind. It's I'm going to grab it. There is no intention to chase. The intention is to pounce, grab, and get what it is that Sagittarius has its eye on. All right. That feels very different if you're the chaser. Because if you're the chaser, it feels more like of a confidence. So it's like you're more going after what you want with a certain level of confidence and assurity. Where if you're being chased, it doesn't feel good. This isn't the energy of like, you chasing me? Like, it's like, oh my God, like, didn't I fucking tell you not to? That a little bit. Okay. So that was all I was really getting in your the Nine of Coins. It could be for money. The Lovers. Okay. So yeah, we're going to get into prayer and get into the spread. All right. The downloads may apply to your spread. They may not, but let's get into it and see, guys. Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, thank you for rising me up out of my bed this morning, and thank you for connecting me with the collective every day. Right now, please allow me to communicate clearly with the collective any messages that are in our greatest good, surrounding our material abundance, sustenance, the relationships closest to us, our personal ascension and development, and any other messages that we deem worthy, that you deem worthy for us at this time. Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guardian angels, for everything you do for me and the collective on a regular. All the healing energy, the support, the love, the guidance, and the protection. We are nothing without it, and we are nothing without you, so glory be to the Most High forever and ever. Amen. Sometimes the divine's just like, stop what you're doing. It takes all of a minute, because I'm there praying, doing this and that. The divine's like, you're not talking to me. I'm like, I'm just going through the motions a little bit. Divine's been on me for a while with that, really getting me to ground myself in it. But anyway, all right, let's see, Saggy, what's going on for the month of September for Sagittarius. We're using the Weaver, the Thread of Fate's Weaver tarot deck. I thought it was really cool. It looks cool. I like the art, but I love the paper. I am a sucker. I will spend money on a deck if it has that paperweight that I need. Heavy, high gloss. That's what makes a deck really expensive. And I'll pay for it because it also makes a deck last a lot longer. Especially me, I'm quite rough. And for the tarot readers that do the personal readings, you know how quick it is. You can go through a deck of cards where you're just looking at it going, what the fuck happened to these cards? Yeah, all the personal readings you've been doing, right? So investing in decks, regardless of the ones, but with good paperweight. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. I don't know why. That's my Virgo energy. That's all. I'm collective. You guys already know we go into the sign that we're in, right? So I've really allowed Virgo energy to get me to have attention to detail, focus on what needs to be done, process, procedures, getting things actually checked off of the checklist. That feeling, that's that OCD feeling where Virgo wants to feel that, yep, that's done, good, got that, yep, perfect, yes. Meaning the plan that Virgo set out to get all these things done or to get something in form, every check mark that's done that gets Virgo energy closer to the goal, that's that Virgo energy that feels great about that process, about the step by step, because Virgo energy knows, because it's very, to me, King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, it's all about that, building something brick by brick, really solid foundations. And you do that when you structure yourself in a certain way. Mind you, Virgo energy is mutable earth. So it's really, I was tapping in for a lot of the collective, these massive changes to your daily routines and having to be adaptable to it. Right? Like you've gotten yourself in a routine and it's working well for you, but maybe the divine wants to initiate you into a routine that will work even better for you, bring a better quality of life, make you more efficient. And Virgo energy in the reverse shadow aspect is going to get you to reject a more efficient routine because you're very comfortable and settled in the one you've got. So just be mindful of that. Wheel of Fortune, divine trying to bring some change to some daily routines, habits. Some of you, it's going to be coming in a little bit more gently than others because for some of you, you're going to be washed with this wheel. This wheel might spin a lot faster, so your daily routines might be jarringly affected, meaning you functioned yesterday this way, well, today you're going to be functioning like this every day going forward, for at least now. Like there is this really, really big change, or for some of you, it's a little bit slower. It's not as extreme, but I do feel that through September, that mutable Virgo energy is going to get people to adapt, change the way they do things, their process, their procedures, their environment. So this could be for some of you, this is collective energy too. For some of you, what this mutable earth energy is getting people to do, because I keep getting this in the message, this is you guys moving somewhere and then being challenged to move again. And it's not because where you're at is bad, it's because you have a better option or there is the potential for a better option. This could be picking a job and then it not settling with you or it not bringing you the fulfillment, like you get really jaded by it or you don't want to do it anymore really quickly, like the novelty of it wears off real quick. And now you're entertaining other options. Like there's this sense of, with regards to how you ground yourself and your foundation, I'm seeing literally a house on water. Like a water home. Some of you might be investing in some water homes. Some of you guys want to live on water in a boat. Some of you might be traveling via boat, which is very different because you could have gone via plane, but there's like a conscious choice to want to commute somewhere via boat. And it would be somewhere far because I am getting this living arrangement, but more metaphysically speaking, it's that mutable earth needing to be able to continue to stay grounded while there is movement outside of your control. So it's like I'm getting Pisces and Virgo energy with the water and the house on the water and it's floating. And it's like, where are you? You don't know, but you are grounded in this house. It's just where the house is grounded. It's not, it's moving. So there is, I hope that translates with regards to this mutable earth energy. Now you guys are teasing me. You guys are assholes, but you guys understand. Okay. We did pray. All right. We did pray. Yeah, we did. I remember because I wasn't fully. See, that's why I don't remember, because I wasn't fully grounded. And the divine's like, yeah, you don't know. They were about to make me do it again, but they're like, it's okay. You can move on. Because if I didn't remember, I would have done it again. And sometimes they'll make me do that. 8 of Cups. All right, what are you guys letting go? Oh, wow, that's beautiful. I love that. The 8 and the 9 came together. So for some of you Sagittarius, is what you left behind a good go, like a long time ago. Yeah. And this night, because I'm getting this, like, you guys in the desert walking, there's wind blowing, you're kind of wrapped up, and God knows how long you've been walking in that desert. Remember, like in the traditional tarot, it's that guy who's walking, like there's trees in the distance, but there's like this sense of like a barren land that this guy is walking across through, right? Looking for water, right? That's that 9th cup energy. So some of you guys went really long without something and are about to find it, about to embark in it, about to achieve it. This could be internally, externally, because the 9 of Cups really does, all the 9s speak of the independent person. But I just feel like with this 8-9 progression, you found something collective, something that you might have sacrificed, let go of things in the past for in hopes of getting, and now finally getting. So there could have been what you maybe called a gamble, because it's a lot easier to walk away from things that you know are not for you. They're toxic, they're dangerous, it's easier in a sense because there's that sense of, I know I need to do this. This is in my best interest. What gets difficult are those 4 energies, 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups. This is where it wasn't so bad. Some of you guys might have gambled and just said, this isn't a bad situation. It doesn't keep the fire burning. It was lackluster. And you went for more fulfillment. There was a part of your soul collective that was telling you that there was something more to be fulfilled within you. More to be experienced, to be had with regards to career, love, sex, anything. The point is you sacrificed, you walked away, and you are now finding something. So you're looking back and saying, I knew that there was better out there. I knew that this was a good choice that I made. For some of you, you are just embarking into this, and you need to keep your eye on the prize and know that you will come across. Like, it's the intentions that we walk away from things with. Some people walk away, like they do the 8 of Cups, but they look back hoping people chase them. Well, then that means they're not focused on the 9th cup, so that they're not going to actually find anything. They're just going to go in circles waiting for somebody to chase them. Because there was that runner-chaser energy as well. Some of you Sagittariuses are deciding to not chase somebody anymore. Some of you Sagittariuses are going to turn around to somebody and say, I'm sorry, I made you chase me, but the fact of the matter is I don't want you. You're not a viable candidate. You're not whatever. But going from the 8 to the 9 right out of the gate like that is really beautiful. It's to me speaking about somebody embarking in this 8 of Cups, meaning they're just walking away in hopes of the 9, or they just found it. The 8 of Wands speaks of this really things picking up. So 9 of Cups, right after 9 of Cups is the 8 of Wands. That speaks of all these downloads that you guys are going to be getting surrounding something that you find. Divine's going to be trying to tell you right away what it is. It's either good, it's either bad, but you guys find something and then boom, are bombarded with a bunch of downloads, and then having to use your discernment to translate the downloads and take actions. Okay, I believe that until 2022, there's going to be a lot of contracts, okay, negotiations, amendments, foundations that are built from the contracts that people sign and agree to that position them and align them very well in the coming years. This is a lot of, like, think of like close, like think of if a company's going through like a merger or an acquisition or like massive change, all of those like closed door office conversations, like it's a lot of these negotiations and and I'm hearing getting lawyers involved. Like for many of you, it's not going to be getting lawyers involved. They're just negotiations, right? Trying to find middle grounds with people so that you can best work together to fulfill goals, to build foundations, to make shit happen, right? But it's getting to that middle point, which could be harder than actually achieving the goal with the person. It's like, how do we get to a point where we both feel comfortable about proceeding forward? That's what I see a lot happening in the next year and a half, not just romantically. Okay, it's coming off of the tails of all this conflict resolution that's happening in the collective. So these could be family members and friends talking about how you're going to be able to move forward, coming to middle grounds about what the relationship looks like now. And those negotiations could be very complicated, especially if you have a foundation that you had to tear down from a past way of doing things with somebody. So it's not even like a brand spanking new foundation that you're building with somebody brand new. For some of you, there are reconciliations, but it's not reconciling with people from the past. It's reconciling with people you've known once before in the present. So there should be something about not comparable. Now, the Fool, the Conqueror of Swords, and the Chariot. Somebody knows they didn't make a foolish decision. Some of you could have somebody in your ear telling you that you've made a foolish decision, but now that somebody was trying to convince Sagittarius, or this could be somebody else, that their decision that they were about to make was a dumb one. The problem is this person made this decision anyways, and this other entity or person is continuing to tell this person what a stupid idea that is for you. You shouldn't have done that. Now that this person has made a decision or has actually taken some certain action, they don't really care about what this person is saying. Some of you might beef this person. I don't know. There's this sense of somebody who is, I feel like, trying to get somebody knows before you, Sagittarius, that if you move forward in an endeavor, that they are going to get cut out of their life. They know it before you do, which is why for some of you, they're counseling you the way they are. They're treating you the way they are. They might be icing you out. I don't know. But it's somebody who doesn't want Sagittarius to move forward because of how it's going to impact their relationship with Sagittarius. And this is somebody who is realizing that they aren't in alignment. So when Sagittarius talks about what it is that they want, 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment, this person is trying to disillude this person because they themselves aren't aligned for what it is that Sagittarius is talking about. So there's this sense of somebody not wanting Sagittarius to achieve because what it means to them about them. So this could have been a friend that you made the same money with because you did the same shit with them. And now Sagittarius decides to go about making money a different way, only to make more money using less time. And this person is not aligned to do that. There's something here that it's, this could be who's chasing you. It could be a friend, Sagittarius, who isn't, it's almost like they know you're going to cut them off before you realize they're going to cut you off, because what is getting you to cut this person off is how they're behaving to your own successioning in life. It's poorly. And the reason why they're doing it is because they're afraid you're going to cut them out of your life because of where you're going and how you're changing. And that's exactly, see how fears bring about? Like you focus on the fear, it'll actually bring that out. Somebody is going to push somebody away because of this. The very thing they were afraid of, it's that fear that's making this person going to decide to leave them behind. Sagittarius, I'm not sure who is who in the dynamic, but let's keep moving forward, okay? Thank you, Father God, Holy Spirit, ancestors, and guardian angels. 2 of Swords. For some of you, there is somebody who might return back to you talking about an idea, whether it was your actual partnership or an idea that you pitched to them about something that they weren't open to before. And now they're coming to you saying they're coming back because they weren't open. They are coming back now open with the 8 of Wands. See the difference here? They were closed with regards to communication and connection. And now this is completely open with regards to communication and connection. Somebody is returning back to somebody because they want to know more about what you were talking about. They want to now receive what it was you were trying to offer, i.e. 9 of Cups. So somebody wants to return back to wish fulfillment, while others are walking away and moving forward towards wish fulfillment. Some people in the collective have to take 2 steps forward to take 2 steps back to take 3 steps forward in hopes of taking 3 steps forward at least. Now I feel like the 3 of Pentacles or the 3 of Cups might come now, the 3 of Wands. One of the 3s. The Ace of Coins under the 2 of Swords. This is, some of you guys are just not, there are reasons why you're not open to something. It's like I said, for some of you guys, you're going to stop running from somebody who's chasing you and just stop them and say, I'm not interested, or I don't want this. Some of you guys were letting somebody chase you because of how the chasing made you feel. it made you feel good, and then you realized when it started going from feeling good, like, to, oh my God, this person is running me down and I want to stop running now. Yeah, that's what I see occurring for some of you. And I see you guys just saying, fuck it. Like, I'm sorry, but no, I'm not interested. I don't want to do this. This could have been some of you guys not responding to somebody while they chase you. And then you being like, why won't they stop messaging me? Well, because you haven't responded. Even if the response is to say, you know what? No, okay, leave me alone. Like, there's this need, I feel, collective for some of you to open up and communicate to somebody that you no longer want them to chase you. It's essentially cutting off the energetic tie because you took accountability for why this person is chasing you. They're chasing something you have made available to them or gave them the illusion was available to them. And that's what they're chasing, only for Saggy to say, you know what, it's actually not available. I'm sorry. Now the chasing is going to cease to exist. And then there's like, because this isn't like, a lot of people are like, they're crazy and they're, no. People get crazy because of the illusions that people play. Don't chase me, but where are you at? Like, it's just very, somebody might be doing this to you, Saggy, and you're going to be telling them, you know what, I'm done. Like, I'm walking away from you to move forward to wish fulfillment because you keep playing these games with me. Yeah, Saggy, some of you guys are walking away from a connection, or you are leaving a company because they keep telling you about what they keep. You're always one step away from whatever this wish fulfillment is within this company or this job. One step away from getting a raise, 1 week away from getting a promotion, 1 month away. It's like that donut chasing. And Saggy's going, Saggy, you might have had a conversation with an employer and it was the final straw. And you kind of drew a line in the sand saying, like, if this doesn't happen, then I'm out. And it hasn't happened. So Saggy's essentially out. And I think you're out because you might have manifested a new opportunity. Some of you guys, this happened a while ago and you were just sitting there. You knew you were going to leave. You were just waiting for the right opportunity and it's come. And some of you guys are now going to communicate to an employer that you are leaving, and you are leaving very quickly. For some of you, you're only going to offer 8 days notice. For some of you, it'll be just over 2 weeks, but your employer wants a month. So some of you are going to give 2 weeks notice, but your employer wants a month. Some of you guys are going to give 8 days notice and your employer wants 2 weeks. Either way, your employer isn't going to get what they want from you anymore, which is the point of you loving yourself enough to karmically put yourself in a position for your needs to be fulfilled. And this employer can now worry about it on their own. For some of you, an employer really wants to know who the new company is that you're working for. Like, I can hear them talking and speculating. There's something competitive about your business. Maybe there's fears of bringing business over or taking business from them somehow. There's some discussions about somebody's leaving or potential to leave. Somebody, an employer might want to get you to sign some non-compete agreement or non-disclosure agreement surrounding something that you're working on because of a fear of you going to competition. Some of you don't know if you're comfortable with that. Some of you, that's part of the negotiations. You feel like an opportunity that you're being offered is really good, but something around the contract, you feel like this company wants to own you and you don't like that feeling. It's almost like, if I sign this, I'm going to really be stuck in this company for the next 5 years. I won't be able to even go and work in this field. Like, there's some kind of owning. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Some of you, I'm hearing, I'd rather go independent. Some of you guys could be in music. Some of you guys are in an industry where you could have somebody sign you, and instead you're trying to go an independent route because it's more lucrative and it is a reflection of the new timeline, which is freedom, right? That is very old timeline, being signed, right? It's, again, an institution, massa, signing you, being able to pay for you, quantify you and your craft and your art. And moving into the indie era is amazing because it essentially is the uprising to freedom, where I can live my craft, I can be myself, but I don't have to sign my soul, my gifts, my talents to anybody. I get to keep them and reap all the benefits, which is your ancestral abundance. When you sign contracts with people to govern over your talents that way, you're essentially letting these organizations govern over your ancestral abundance. Remember, you unlock abundance with talents. So a lot of your ancestral abundance is going to come through your talents, collective. So be mindful of letting companies, institutions govern over your talents, because essentially you give them governance over your ancestral material abundance. Okay. Even love. You know how many people whose labels can convince them not to be with people? This will ruin your image, or this will fuck up the you can't do that. All this kind of shit. Six of Swords. Somebody's making a decision to move forward. Somebody has thought long and hard enough. Like somebody has already gone through the healing and reflecting, because with the Four of Swords, then the Queen of Swords, then the Six of Swords, that's why the Queen of Swords is moving forward, because she's already made a decision. She's already thought it through. Some of you guys have already thought something through long and hard enough that you don't need to be convinced otherwise, that you're not going to change your mind. And I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing, because it is just the Queen of Swords, right? We know that the Queen of Swords can be a bit stubborn and not open, and that's due to the pain that she's experienced. But then once she heals that fully, she'll then graduate to the King of Swords energy, where there is no emotional, it's not an emotional reaction. Sometimes the Queen of Swords can react emotionally. They say that she's really cold, but when the Queen of Swords cuts somebody's out of their life, and that is an emotional response. People being cold and aloof and detached is an emotional response to trauma and being hurt emotionally. Some of the people you consider so cold are the most emotional people. There are people who will consider me to be incredibly cold. And it's because of how emotional I am. I'm cardinal water, I'm the ocean. The ocean gets cold. The Nine of Wands. Yeah, I'm feeling that Saggy energy. I was going to say I'm feeling that Saggy energy, and then the Sagittarius energy came. I love this. This is, the Nine of Wands really is the epitome of Sagittarius energy, outside of obviously like that seer energy. Sheer determination. The Sagittarius is, I know you can't, if they decide they're going to do something or that something can be done, you will irritate them, complaining, bitching, or saying it can't be done. They're going to get you out of their way so that they can show you how shit is done. I love that about Sagittariuses. I tell you guys all the time, my mom's a Saggy. I was raised by one. Like, that's why it's like, she's not cold. She's very empathetic. She's sensitive, but it will never trump her fire, desire, passion, energy. Like, and that's why I'm attracted to Sagittariuses, because they just have that warrior energy in them. Okay. And I feel it, Sagittarius. I just feel some of you guys, like I said, if you are chasing something with the Nine of Wands, you're going to get it. I'm betting on Saggy because of that. You coming in as the lion. So you're not just running around gallivanting, chasing something. You sat there, you hunted, you watched, you preyed somebody. You preyed an opportunity. You studied it, you watched it, you observed it, and then boom. So it's not even a chasing. Like I said, some of you guys are hunting. You're hunting something that you know is yours, that you deserve. Now I'm feeling like if this is a person, then it's kind of like, whoa, that kind of entitlement always will get me to let my inner shadow live. Like the Three of Coins. I was going to wrap here, and sure enough, we wrapped with Divine's like all in the timing, right? It wasn't when I wanted it. It would have been so cool if the Three of Coins came out right when I said it, right? No, Divine's like, it's when we say it. So we're going to wrap with the Divine has the last word. Three of Coins, these contracts, collective. Okay? Some of you guys, the Divine pulled you away from a contract only to put you in the energy to receive another one. And some of you guys are just going to be like, why? Why? Because this new contract is going to help with a lot of the healing that needs to. Because guys, there's a lot of healing we do alone, but then there's a lot of healing that occurs with the healthy people you come into union with. But do you see why you had to do it first, or else you would hurt the people you come into union with instead of help heal them, and vice versa. So this is why, collective, okay? You need to be open and let yourself be vulnerable. You need to use discernment, obviously, but you can't let emotional responses stop you from being open to what it is that you need. I'm going to keep giving this message. You need these people, you need these opportunities, you need these resources, collective, for what's to come. Da, da, da. I mean, you guys are there are people like I hear you guys like teasing me as I'm talking. It's not like mean. Like there are you guys at 444 on the clock. You guys have I can tell these the people I'm tapping in. You've listened to me for a long time, so you guys are you're like, oh yeah, you guys are talking shit as I'm talking shit. My name's Destiny, by the way. I heard somebody ask me, what's your name? I know I don't feel nobody calls me queen out in my like life. It's just the queen cup. My name's Destiny though, actually. But yeah, the Ace of Cups, not the Ace of Cups, the Knight of Cups. But this is the man holding heart. The story surrounding this, I don't feel like it really applies to this reading, but either way, some of you guys already know what the meaning of this card is. Like I've read this story to you before. It speaks about unconditional love, you know, from the darkest of times. It speaks of pretty much the story surrounding this card, really high level overview, is this woman adopted a son who she tried to love as her own, and he could not accept that she loved him as much as her other kids, and he killed her. And the last thing she said to him is that I love you and it's okay, son. So it speaks of unconditional love, but in the very dark, desolate way that Eugene shared it with us. But it's my darkness that likes it. Like that story is just, it's like the cancer in me needed to feel that. Like I felt that. I'm like, shit, she really loved him. Right? But it just speaks of this unconditional love. For some of you, you are trying to negotiate. You're part of your negotiations with regards to bringing a relationship together are actually the kids. Some of you don't want to move forward in your relationship until your child or your partner's child really understands that you're open to the connection, that it's just as important, your connection with your spouse's children, whether you bear them or not, as it is for you. Like there's that negotiations, but it's actually around these kids here. You might be dating someone whose child isn't really open to you, right? But allow your inner child to be like, hey friend, let's go play. Like, you know, can I be allow your inner child to connect to children. And then all of a sudden you have all the kids that are just like dapsing you, like, you know, like, right? So some of you allow your inner child, because your inner child wounding is going to be triggered because of a spouse's child. Some of you had really negative experiences with step parents, okay, or your parents through the dating process, and it got you to be really not close. So some of you guys are going into a relationship feeling closed off because you're looking at this child thinking that they're going to look at you the way you did all of your parents' partners or your stepdad or stepmom. But they're not, because you're not like them, right? So let your inner child be at the park and introduce. I get it, you're the adult, but you have an inner child, right? So instead of just responding to the child's awkwardness, just be like, hey, what's going on, buddy? Kid's gonna be like, I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about this. Be like, it's totally cool, man. You don't have to feel any way about this. Like, there's this sense of like, you know how, I don't know, I'm tapping into like, a bit of some awkwardness between like the merging of a relationship, and you and your partner might have kids, or your partner might have kids, or you might be feeling a little bit awkward because you're really enjoying this relationship, but your kid doesn't seem to be cool with your partner. And it's kind of like, so yeah, I feel like if you're putting pressure, like some of you guys need to be mindful, because some of you guys really feel like you have a good thing with this relationship and you don't understand why your child isn't supporting it. You need to understand it through the child's perspective of probably feeling like they're losing their parent because you're making yourself emotionally available to someone else other than them. So it's bringing someone into their world, right? You have a child and you open up your heart to a woman or a man, you are then almost forcefully exposing your heart to that person. So if some of you, your child doesn't feel like you are protecting them because of who you're dating, they feel like you don't care about how they feel. They don't feel comfortable with somebody that you're dating. And instead of seeing that, because some of you are avoiding how your child feels because you think you'll have to leave your partner. Before even getting there, okay, acknowledge. Like there's this sense of somebody is kind of being flippant and ignorant to why their child doesn't like their partner. That's a little bit risque. Okay, we're gonna pull from the Shadow Edition, Threads of Fate, and maybe we'll read it too. All right, please like, share, subscribe, guys. For daily, weekly content, you can sign up at Patreon /Queen Cup. For Frankincense, www.queencup.ca. And I'm still not accepting personal readings, but when you do get the notification that I'm back up and running, it'll be on the website that you'll book it. All right, guys. All right, guys. We got 2, Versatility and the Wildling. I love the Wildling, okay, because we're all wildlings. Wildlings are what we were before we became the kind of like not structured, the kind of human beings, the dead zombie human beings that we are now. Anyway, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to bring that. I'm going to get loud. Whoa, we got the 2 of Swords kind of twice here. We've got it in the 2 of Swords, and then we've got it in the 6 of Swords. Huh. See? These 2 swords. This also, to me, speaks of, I'm going to just read off of these 2 swords right now. I'm getting a telepathic, this X mark to me means where a telepathic connection meets, where 2 minds meet. Okay? Which I was getting in some of the readings this month of this really, really strong telepathic connection that gets people to question the relationships they're in, that gets people to question all kinds of shit. Gets people to feel alive, seen and heard in ways they've never been, like a lot with telepathy, especially leading into Libra season. Because this telepathy is all to get the truth, which will balance scales and bring in justice for the collective, because we see things clearly. But anyways, the Wildling, I'm also getting a conflict. I'm seeing this as 2 swords that are clashing. So these are 2 truths. So now this is the thing with conflict, where high vibrational conflict gets complicated. These are 2 people with 2 truths that they are battling with each other. What's missing here? What's missing? You've got 2 divine people who have 2 truths. This speaks of perspective. They're missing the heart chakra that will have compassion for each person's truth. So instead of them locking up, they stand beside each other. Okay? Both in pursuit of the greater truth that both of these swords are a representation of. But these people are lacking their heart chakra. So they're 2 divine people who are challenging each other they're not seeing each other's perspective. They're just grounded in this Queen of Swords, their truth. This is when you graduate to the King of Swords, and then you're able to have compassion and understanding for other people's truths without having to abandon your own. Sometimes the Queen of Swords isn't going to listen to other people's truths because it's almost like, well, I'm not going to abandon my truth. When you mature, you realize you don't have to abandon your truth, but you can still be open to other people's. And it can still resonate and it can still be, but it doesn't trump what you know. Right? People are very afraid of getting more information or knowing more because it will challenge what they already think they know. And then people build these egos about what they know. And then when the divine tries to bring in information that will challenge what they know, they don't want to hear it. Well, we're all going to get fucked up with that. So versatility. Some of you guys are like, I'm rolling up. Oh my God, it's a weed leaf. You guys are such, the new moon, the waning moon. Yeah, it's the blue moon this month. I want to do a blue moon reading and reflect over the summer equinox with you guys, because a lot has happened. And I believe that we are in great alignment with the universe for what is to come in this next quarter. So this is going into 2021 aligned. So a lot is going to happen next year, guys. So much. You are going to build fast. You are going to develop fast. Everything is going to speed up. That's just my opinion. Because you're in alignment. It's like Zing, ding, boom. I'm going to wrap up your reading here. Okay, guys? All right, that was your reading, my beautiful Sagittariuses for the month of September. I love you guys. All right, until the next time I see you, keep letting your inner angels live.